This house controls witches. Not the demon, not the spell, not even destiny. For 8 seasons, the Halliwell sisters had literal superpower. And yet, the one thing they never escaped was Victorian architecture. Because in charm, the house isn't a backdrop, it's the system. Hi, I'm Celine, an interior and building designer. As a millennium, I grew up obsessed with this show. And today I'm going to show you the 5 architectural choices that made the Halliwell Manor the most powerful character in charm. Because this isn't just set design, it's power architecture. Major spoiler ahead, you've been warned. First, the house literally towers over you. Victorian homes were built during the height of British Empire, 1837 to 1901, and they were designed to display power. Look at the Halliwell Manor. 3-story tall, steep pitch roofs, towers that pierce the sky. Inside, the ceilings are 14 feet high. That's not for comfort, that's to make you feel small. Every time the sisters walk through that foyer, the house is looking down at them.
Hello, ladies.
Hyper, Phoebe. Get out of here now!
Even when they're fighting demons, the camera constantly shows them tiny against these massive spaces. The house is always bigger, always dominant, always in control. Those tall, narrow windows with arched tops, the elaborate gingerbread trim running from the porch to the roofline, it all draws your height up. The architecture forces you to analyze the height, its power. The house towers and you submit. So the house dominates you in height, but that's just the beginning, because once you're inside, the house controls something even more fundamental, where you can go. Second, the house decides your path. Victorian floor plans are mazes, small rooms, closed doors, narrow hallways. Everything orbits around the central staircase. The staircase is the spine and everything flows from it. The sisters don't control the space. They navigate what the architecture permits. Watch any demon attacks.
Energy ball!
The enemies are funneled through specific pathways. The house allows certain routes and blocks others.
No!
In that attic, you have to climb steep, narrow stairs to reach its house, make you earn access to power. The Book of Shadow isn't just in the attic protects it. The house chooses where your magic lives. You can just walk anywhere, you follow the path the house designed over a century ago. The architecture is the guide and you are the follower. So the house controls your movement, but it also has something even more fundamental: permanence. Third, the house has weight. Victorian built with mass. 8-inch plaster walls, solid wall millwork, heavy timber framing. They were built to last centuries. Those doors are heavy, those floors are solid, those walls are impenetrable. It helps protect the magic inside and the sister as well. The Halliwell Manor has survived over 100 years, multiple generations of witches.
This child, this beautiful boy, always. Apart but never separate, free but never alone. He is one of us, and because of that, we will bless him with all the goodness that we are. Welcome to the family, Wyatt Matthew Halliwell.
The decor may change, but the bonds remain. Prue dies, Piper powers evolve, Paige replaces Prue.
Okay, was it a demon?
No, it was watermelon.
Honey, why did you vanquish watermelon?
Vanquish watermelon. I threw it up in the air and I tried to freeze it and it exploded.
But the house never changed. And all that dark wood, walnut, mahogany, it's not just aesthetic, it's psychological weight. You feel the history pressing down on you. The house says, I was here before you and I'll be there after you. So the house outlasts everyone. But there is one room where it does something even more powerful. It elevates them. First, let's talk about the attic, because this is where the architecture gets sacred. In architecture, higher equal closer to the divine. Churches do this, cathedrals do this, Victorian homes borrow this principle. The charm attic isn't a storage, it's a pinnacle of power. You access it through narrow, steep stairs. It's a pilgrimage, not a convenience. That big ceiling gives the sister space to breathe, space for magic to expand. But ceiling height does more than create space. It affects how you think. It's called the cathedral effect. High ceilings promote creative thinking, brainstorming, big picture strategy. All you need to battle demons. The exposed roof beams feel raw and finished. No need for perfection up there. This is where real work happens.
All right, let's get it over with.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, me too. What do you got?
You summon, I will vanquish.
Demons who dwell in slivers of night uncloak your shadows to witch's sight.
The small dormer window let the sister peek at the outside world, but they're separated from it, protected, between earth and sky, between past and present, between mortal and magical. When they're in the attic, the architecture physically separates them from the outside world. And notice major spells, major decisions, major revelation, they all happen in the attic. The house decides when magic happens and where. So the house elevates them to access power. But here's the dark side, it also traps them. Fifth, this house is a fortress disguised as home. Again, the Victorian era was the height of the Industrial Revolution in Britain. Urbanization, crime, social turbulence, anxiety everywhere. So the wealthy built houses like castles, protection from the chaos outside. Look at the Halliwell Manor. Small ground floor windows, thick exterior wall, limited entry points, basically one main door and one back entrance. It has a threshold, literally magical protection built into the architecture. Every demon who attacks has to break in.
He's gone. At least for now.
The house never welcomes evil. But here's the thing, the house doesn't just keep demons out, it keeps the sisters in. How many times do they try to have a normal life, normal job, normal relationship outside the manor? And what happens? They always come back.
Piper, where are you going? It's not just Phoebe we're fighting, it's the house, it's everything.
Piper, don't!
Oh, God. Oh, are you okay? No, I'm not. And neither are you. We're locked in this house and our sister's trying to kill us.
In one episode, the demon of fear even traps them inside the house.
Okay, the windows in our rooms are all bricked over too. All the windows downstairs are the same. We're trapped.
It worked because of the design. You couldn't trap someone in an open concept modern home the way you can in a Victorian maze.
Paige, it's all in your head. Don't be afraid. You're gonna be okay.
I'm
Be okay.
not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Victorian homes were designed to keep family together across generations. Multiple floors for multiple generations. Under one roof, the architecture won't release them. The house is a fortress and the sisters are both protected and imprisoned. But here's what makes this house truly powerful. It doesn't just sit here, it acts. This house itself has power. In the basement there is something called the Nexus, a spiritual crossroad that channels power through the entire house. The sister magics doesn't just exist in the manor, it flows from the manor. In season 5, episode 13, House Call, the house itself becomes invisible.
Piper, what'd you do with the house?
Well, I thought it would be better to start from scratch.
The house acts as well as doorway to other dimensions, like the magical school, for example. It's not just a building, it's a portal. And when Paige is welcomed as a third sister after Prue's death, it happens under the chandelier in the foyer, and the chandelier glows with power. The house accepts her. The showrunners and writers use the house as a vital source of magic, and that's why the manor is in almost every episode. That's why losing the house in later season felt like losing a character, because it was a character. And here's the truth about Victorian architecture that nobody will teach you. Victorian homes weren't just designed for comfort, they were designed for control. The British Empire was at its peak, and Victorian architecture reflected that imperial power. Height equals hierarchy. Closed rooms equal class separation. Heavy materials equal permanence. Ornament equal opulence. These houses were monuments to power that happened to have people living inside it. The Halliwell Manor is a perfect example. The sister inherits the house, they grow inside it. Their grandmother dies in it, Prue dies in it. Kids are born in it. The sister evolve, age, change, but the house never changed. It protects, it holds, it witnesses, but it stays. It watches over the Halliwell family like a god over human lives, because the house was never theirs. They were always the house's. And this is why Charmed worked as a show about family legacy.
Mom? It's me, Wyatt.
The house is the legacy. The power of three isn't just the sister, it's the sisters and the house. They can be charmed ones without the manor.
This may be the last time we have to say this. I'll hold you to it.
The power of three will set us free. The power of three will set us free. The power of three will set us free.
Their power is literally tied to the architecture. That's why when they lose the house in season 8, everything falls apart. The show feels different, incomplete, because the house was the fourth pillar holding up the entire story. The house gave us familiarity. It was iconic. Without it, it's just not the same. And here is why this matters beyond just one TV show. Victorian homes still exist all over the world, especially in America, and we preserve them because they demand it. They're too powerful, too imposing, too permanent to ignore. Many become museums or even spaces because they resist being lived in by modern humans. You can't just renovate them how you want. They have protection. You can't open up the floor plan. Those walls are load-bearing. The house doesn't serve your needs. You serve its needs. The Charmed house understood this and leaned into it. The house isn't the setting, it's the character with the most power. So when people say Charmed is about three sisters with magic powers, they only half right. It's about three sisters who inherit a Victorian mansion that's more powerful than they are. The house has height that dominates, pathway that control, weight that outlasts, sacred spaces that elevate.
Jeez Louise, there are too many doorways in this house. We have to call...
And fortress walls that trap. The sister casts the spell, but the house decides where and how. Prue, Piper, Phoebe, Paige, they all come and go. But the Halliwell Manor, it's there in episode 1 and it's there in the final. It's never leave. Because Victorian architecture was designed to do exactly this. Outlast its occupant, control their movement, and demand their services.
If I could freeze the two of you, I would. Often.
All right, so here's a demon that...
The house isn't just a set. It's not just a location. It's the most powerful character in the show. And that's not magic, that's architecture. Next time you watch the show Charmed, don't watch the sister. Watch the house. Notice how it's always here, always framing them, and ask yourself who really is in control. The house is definitely iconic for fans of the show, and it's for a reason. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments, were you a fan of the show like I was? And I know the show is filmed in Los Angeles, because the house is actually in Los Angeles, but the show is supposed to be in San Francisco, and San Francisco is my favorite city in the whole world. For me, it's the most beautiful, so I dress up for the occasion.
I don't care what you put on the thing. Just make sure somebody delivers it. 1329 Prescott Street.
If you like the video, leave a comment, that helps the algorithm and we can continue the conversation down there. Space tells story if you know how to listen. If you want to learn this language with me, please subscribe, like the video, share with a friend, and let me know which space you want me to analyze next. On the screen is our next dive into architecture as a main character. I'm Celine, your space storyteller. See you next time.